So I've already pulled off that off of here. And then I have my tweezers so I can go through and get any other little pieces. So I don't know exactly how this is going to turn out. I know the most important thing is don't break the seal when you take off the cellophane. Um, I'll probably end up doing a voiceover just because this is my first time doing this and I learned a little bit after the fact too. So I do have some bubbles in here. I don't know how that's going to look on the reverse side after I do this silky curtain effect. So yeah, we'll just have to see how this comes out. So what I also like to do is if I notice any dust for any reason or anything is settled, I'll just kind of and just to make sure I pick up anything like, I don't know how glitter gets it. Well, obviously the glitter's right there, but yeah. So just get up any little dust particles. That's just what I've been doing on these. This is the first time I'm trying this particular method, and I'm hoping these imperfections will still come out kind of cool looking. So let's get to it. It's always good to have like a lint-free wipe around. I don't, so I'm just going to use a baby wipe just to kind of keep as clean as I possibly can through this process. I think I'm going to go with this one. Okay. So we will just start. I'm gonna go with yellow through the center and then the green and red. So I'm gonna go with the lightest color first. Let's just set that right there for now. And you can just do this in any pattern that you like. I'm kind of doing it a little more random than I anticipated in the beginning, but I think it'll be fine. I'm kind of just drawing out what I might want it to look like and then going back in and filling in those areas. And then, I mean, it may move a little bit when I pour the black epoxy on the top, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. This is the first one, just seeing the idea and not really learning a whole lot about the process. So I thought, why not video it and just see, hey, no, you're doing this wrong, or hey, how you did that turned out kind of cool. So and I honestly don't know how much powder really needs to be in this space, but I'm not removing any of the excess. So I would just say, just to kind of make it even, because this is, it may move, like I said, it may move a little bit when you put the black epoxy on, but it's not going to move a whole lot. And it could also leave you with, actually, I'll show you because I have a couple others. So like, for instance, I just did this one. And then if you notice on the back, you can see where maybe the pigments just dropped in these heavy clumps. So I think you're gonna wanna try to avoid that here with a lot of powder. You know, just try to make it as powdery as possible. So if it does drop, it kind of drops in a similar fashion. And quite honestly, I may just kind of dump it over after I get all of the powders on and just see if that's a better result for me, because like I said, I'm getting these big drops of pigment even if I'm mixing it. So I'm clearly not mixing it good enough, or this brand of pigments, you know, I don't want to put them down just because I'm so new to this. It's not really fair to them, because the colors do come out pretty from what I've ordered so far. And they seem to be working well. So for a novice, I think that they're fine. And they were so very affordable in my opinion. So I think I'm just going to kind of leave my yellow like that. I'd like to get a little bit more down here. Up into here. Okay. Little high time. And yeah, I could be using way too much pigment. Again, I'm a beginner. This is the first time that I've done this particular project this way. So I'm sure I'll get beat up in the comments, but that's okay because this is so much fun to do. I get to be creative. I get to find different mediums and, different things that work for me and find out what doesn't work for me. And I do believe everybody's a little different in that regard. What works for one person just may not work for another person. I'm also left-handed, so I tend to do things a little differently than a lot of people, and I don't know if it's just because I'm left-handed, but I think so, you know. So I don't know how these like bubbles, like I have a little bubble right there. I don't know how these are gonna come out. I don't want like a whole lot of pigment in there either. But I still hope it'll turn out cool. And yeah, and if you see over here, it's kind of, that's from me pushing the cellophane. I don't know if this will fill in nicely with black or not. Again, I hope so. Because I'd still like the product to be, quality and sellable, of course. I want somebody to love this just as much as I loved making it. And I've seen a couple different methods. Some people just kind of do it like this. Again, this is my first time, so this is working, and then I may kind of dump it over. I don't want this too far up the sides, even though I have, resin up here. I really don't want pigment up here. Same thing on the back side, but I think I might do like a chrome or a gold probably. I mean, a gold would make a little more sense, I think, on the edge of this, just because I just seen another person that does these on the internet. I was looking up YouTube videos and they did theirs with like a chrome paint pen, and I thought that was kind of cool. As you go through here and you put the powder on, it's going to be a lot easier to see places where you might still have cellophane. So if you do see that, just, go in there and grab it out. I don't believe this is cellophane. I'm going to try to pull it out, but I think it's just a really thin area of epoxy. And then I'm gonna blend. I might go back in with yellow. I'm just just kind of wiping the green out of my brush. I don't want it to change the color of that really pretty red. Oh, it's so pretty. And that's what I'm saying. Like, again, I don't want to like put this company down at all because I'm so new to this. And these colors are just really pretty. And I've used them on some other projects like cups and things. And they do work really, really well. They're really pretty. They're really vibrant. And I haven't had a product fail, so with them, other than this odd thing that I got when I'm doing these trays. But again, these trays, I've done 3 of them. This is my 4th one, the first time using this technique. And the only one that really isn't color shifting so much is this red. So I may add a different color over this red just so it'll shift a little bit. Again, no idea what I'm doing. Oh, clearly. But I do think I'm gonna do tip this over and take out all this excess powder. Maybe not all of it, but a bit of it anyway. Yeah, see, if I just brush like that, it just doesn't stick. So I hope that this is good. I'm gonna grab the color shifter. Hold on. Don't explode. I think what I'm gonna do is this. getting those red bits out of there because I was in too much of a hurry and didn't wait. Okay. So without making this go too purpley, I think I got enough color shift in here just to make those like really pretty, what I'm seeing like called velvet curtains, or I don't really know. I just want like this cool piece, man. So I'm gonna go back over this. I don't want to do that. Again, I'm certain I'm using too much pigment. I know I might get called out for it, but I just don't know. I'm just learning, trying to take tips from those of you that, you know, do this and share, and fun tips, amazing work by so many of you guys out there. But I tend to do things my way because I have to see if it works or if it fails. It's just how I am. All right, so I think I am going to turn this over and just kind of dump some of these excess powders out. I just don't know if that's to do it, so I'm just gonna go for it without breaking the seal. So nothing crazy. Let me just, nothing crazy, but I made a big old mess now, didn't I? Okay. I want to blend this a little bit more. Wonder if I could just like, okay. A little unconventional. Okay, I get it. I made a huge mess. We'll discuss that later. No, we won't. We won't discuss that later. I made a huge mess, and that's that. So that is pretty much just, it's fine. So, and I'm actually not going to fill this all the way up either. I have made a mess of these. Something just kind of went in there somewhere. So I know I'm going to be doing some sanding and buffing and polishing when this is over, but I'm not filling it all the way up level because I want this one to be a little bit thinner. So it's only going to be about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. I'm sorry, 1/8 of an inch thickness. So, all right. Well,